हम अपने कर्म को बुरे बनाते हैं तो उसकी पनिशमेंट तो जरूर मिलेंगे ना। तो अपने पर दया करने की है ना, उससे दया मांगने की, तो वो तो है ही दयालु, उसको कहते हैं। वो कोई हमारे से यहाँ कोई ऐसे ही थोड़ी या कुछ करता है, वो तो हम अपने बुरे कर्म बनाते हैं तो उसकी सजा पानी ही है। तो इसीलिए उनकी तो उसको कहना तू दया की दृष्टि, वो कोई कभी हमारे पर अदया थोड़ी करते हैं। उनकी तो है ही दया। पर तो ये भक्ति मार्ग में बेचारे दया करो कृपा करो जाएंगे नहीं, किसी गुरु संत महात्मा के पास तो भी कहेंगे दया करो कृपा करो, बस वो हिरे हुए है ना। तो दया करो को तो बात ही नहीं है। वो तो है ही दयालु, उसको कहना दया करो तो क्या आया, अदया करते हैं क्या जो दया करे? किसके पर कृपा, किसके ऊपर कृपा करता हो तो कहे मेरे पर कृपा करो, वो तो है ही कृपालु ना। उसके लिए तो जनरली और सबके लिए है ही वो। उनके लिए ऐसा कहना कि करो तो उसकी माना किसके ऊपर कृपा करता हो तभी तो कहे मेरे पर कृपा करो। नहीं, वो तो है ही। वो कहते अपने पर कृपा करो, तू अपना कर्म अच्छा बना तो तेरा उससे ही तो यही कृपा है। तो कृपा भी कोई ऐसा नहीं आशीर्वाद दया कृपा उसका ऐसा अर्थ नहीं है। ये दया कृपा भी यही पुरुषार्थ है। अपने को भी पुरुषार्थ करना है और दूसरा भी तो पुरुषार्थ ही कराएगा नहीं। बाकी दया करो क्या करे, वो भी कहेगा भाई पुरुषार्थ करो अच्छे कर्म बनाओ, बस यही दया है नहीं और क्या। बाकी क्या और कोई हाथ फिराना या कुछ उसकी तो बात ही नहीं ना। पुरुषार्थ करना वो अपनी दया है और कराने वाला भी पुरुषार्थ करेगा वो उनकी दया है। तो ये सभी अर्थ को समझने का है। अच्छा,
Om Shanti. Be full with the feeling of uplifting others and have mercy on those who defame you. Merciful Masters. The Father is praised because of his special virtue of being merciful. When you see images of the Father, either in this land or abroad, he is portrayed as the merciful one. Therefore, all of you are merciful masters. Therefore, become merciful and uplift everyone. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 10. Be full with the feeling of uplifting others and have mercy on those who defame you. Today's topic, Merciful Masters. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Baba is giving us the title of being Master Merciful. And that also Mama explained that first you have to have mercy on your own self. And that is, have anyone who has done something which is not right, I should not hold on to it. I should just forgive that person, because whatever I'm holding is harmful for me. Make past as quickly as possible. So there are many different ways. Yeah, could be merciful on you. If you have sanskars of laziness, then you should try to be active. If you find that you miss studies, Baba's Murli, be merciful. Don't do that to yourself, because if you want to pass with honor, you have to study properly. So that means whatever I am, I have to be, and whatever are the weaknesses, I have to be merciful, and with determination change that weakness into the power and the strength. So I think Lord can be churned reflections on how to be merciful on the self. And same is merciful on others. There are many people, they suffer because I had been so good with this one. I gave this one this. I didn't get the return, or that person was not polite to me. So why there has to be suffering because of a good act of mercy? And for that, I like the Murli, which I have to still reflect on. Judge, to be spiritual judge. My judgment has to be right. And Baba said for that you need concentration or balance of two sides of scale. The scale has to be held in the middle. And you must have seen in India, when they have to weigh the vegetables or anything, they take a time to balance it, right? They put on both sides, then take out, takes little while, right? So for a minute I was practicing what that balance could be, where the one word Baba used, no disturbance, no halchal. That means if your thoughts are wasteful, there is fluctuation. If they are very clear, steady, and with understanding and gyan, then the scale or concentration, hmm, this the scale with concentration. That means, so this is a very good practice actually. We all should try for tomorrow, that every time, just even for a minute, like when I was hearing, I said, okay, let me see how I can balance and make that scale. A word is used, still. One is concentration, other is still. That means until it is going up and down. It could also be weighing scale, any weighing scale, which either they have two parts or single scale. First, it has to be balanced, because then the weight is not normal. So this is how internally our state, and then judgment should come, and that will be accurate. Because like this, like dislikes, is so common. I like this one. I don't like this one. No, that's a disturbance, right? And when you say, no, I like everyone, whatever they are, there might be many other things. So taste and distaste, or which creates little fluctuations. And because of that, one is not able to hold on to the concentration for a long time. So even if we practice to have a minute concentration or 2 minutes and balance the scale and see that there is no duality within the mind, just maybe in your eternal stage or something, hold on to a quality. It's a very, very good subject, unlimited, but needs reflections and also practice. So today we heard a lot about Mama saying, be merciful on the self. It's only when, if we know that real mercy is my own efforts, right? Whatever weaknesses are there, I always say there are two things. One is weaknesses, other defects. There are certain material come out of factory and it's written defected. So it is sold on a very, very ordinary price because it's defected. Defects we have to remove if there are habits of any kind, but other is weaknesses. Mama always used to tell us when we came in Gyan that because you had vices and you did sinful action for 2 ages, so even if you conquer vices, but weakness remains. So that is why the nutrition of knowledge, nutrition of yoga, divine virtues, all are needed so that soul can become powerful or strong. Weaknesses should be recovered. That is why they say you have surgery, but recovery after that is more important. Right nutrition, right rest, everything enough is required for the self. So there are so many connected things we heard from Baba, we heard from Mama, and also awake the signal. So compile all together. They are very deep. And after that, use the title of being Master Merciful. I was in India 2 years ago in train. Those days from Ahmedabad, we used to go early morning, take train to Abu. So a little child came and said, today is my exam and I need 10 rupees or 20. Then only I can go to school, otherwise I cannot. So you feel sorry. He was in his uniform. So I gave 20 rupees and I thought it will help him to go to school. But then there was someone sitting next to me and said, you shouldn't have done that. I said, but he said, no, he will come again to someone else. That's the way he will collect money. So later on, whenever I went to India, someone Indian will always tell me from India, why you do this? It's like money or give anything. Because they say that's only because either they are professional beggars or their parents ask them to get money. But I later on realized, and now I think twice before I open my purse. Before, for us, what's there? Give 20 rupees or, even when you look at poor porters or anyone and some people don't give them and they fight for even 10 rupees. But I always say that what comes in 10 rupees, not even a cup of tea, right? It's all right, give them little more. So sometimes we are merciful, but then some places maybe it's not right. In some places it works. So how to judge it is something. So Father is praised because of a special virtue of being merciful. I think God forgives, right? because he wants us to progress. He wants us to become complete. So that's one. When you see images of the Father, either in this land or abroad, he's shown as merciful one. Even in churches, they say, oh God, the merciful one, right? He is portrayed as the merciful one, therefore all of you are merciful masters. Therefore, become merciful and uplift everyone. Especially when no exchange of any physical or material things. It is more towards the soul, towards the person. I saw next door lady was wearing very high heels and she fell, was old. I was passing 2-3 years ago and I just helped her to get up. So then her son called me and said, oh, you saved my mother's life, all that. I want to contribute to your church. I said, well, you directly do that. I'm not part. I did an act which I should have done. So sometimes people want to pay you for your mercy or help, but we don't need to accept all that. So it's a very detailed subject. And then again, right judgment is required, but do we get a time for that at that time? But if we keep practicing, then maybe 1 minute we can do it. But if we don't have practice, we are still churning on that. So it's a good subject to churn and practice. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Mrs. Muni, I want to start by asking you by reading you something from Baba's Murli on Monday. And a few people called me to ask me, what is it Baba meant? And of course, I gave them my understanding of it. But why I want to read it to you, for you to explain it, because I think it's connected to Baba being merciful. And this is the piece. On the 8th Murli, and this is the excerpt from it, when Baba speaks to anyone, he continually says, child, child. The Father's vision of everyone being his children has become firm. All souls are my children. There isn't a single one of you who would say, child, child. You know what status each one has and what each one is. All are souls. This drama is predestined, and this is why there is no happiness or sorrow. All are my children. Someone would have adopted the body of a lower caste and someone of such and such a caste. Baba has developed the habit of saying child, child, and in Baba's vision, all are souls. In that too, he loves the poor ones a lot because according to the drama, they are the ones who have caused the most defamation, and they have now come to me. So the question was, this drama is predestined, and this is why there is no happiness or sorrow. Now, they wanted to know what that meant. And I read the full thing because I know it is in the context of all souls being the children of God and the way he sees all souls. and the way he looks at all souls within the context of a predestined drama. And there is no happiness, there is no sorrow.
For Baba, there is no sorrow, no happiness. And that's something very important. That means even for us, what Baba is saying, that if it's drama and suddenly someone get unhappy about something and we get very concerned and we said, but what can we do it? But first thing we have to say is drama. So that even if I am helping that soul, right, it's not I'm doing it out of attachment or I'm doing it because it's elevate. I am doing it. But first thing is my emotions, my feelings towards anyone, whatever each one is going through at that time. It's like, when you go to doctors, they hear everything, in the sense of this. But then while hearing, they only hear what they have to treat, what is their focus, and then they do their job. So I feel that even if they are loved, they love, they have mercy and all that, but they do their duty. So in the same way, I think that we have to help, especially this month is uplifting. So is it emotionally that person is down, sad? Why this person gets unhappy so often? So if we can help that soul to uplift that soul, I think that could be what is really, when you are reading, I like it very much, what Baba does. I know that many times Bhumi, when tells me if she sees some things, why can't we ask Baba to tell us where this is going on, what this going on, and how long will it continue? I say, if Baba can watch, why can't we watch? Because there must be somewhere something, whether they clearing karmic accounts or they creating karmic. Now, how can you interfere? Many times, like people say, now Baba has made you responsible. Can't you do anything about this? I said, one can try, but I feel that is Baba. And I have to sit with Baba and watch what is Baba doing. Because I do it, it might not work. And then I might see that anyway, I can't do anything. So I try even when should I interfere? When should I say? When I shouldn't say? But some make you feel responsible and say no without you are saying. It's only when you say. And I like to say only if it's effective. It's no point. So then you have to look at God and say, God, they are your children. They are all souls. It's all drama. And you are the ones who have to really act and whatever. And then again, like Mama is saying that you keep saying, God, you are merciful. That means, was he not merciful? Why are you reminding him that you are merciful? So that point, if I apply, that you feel it, but should I or not call out for God? Because he is doing what he can do. Because there is a lot of karma philosophy in drama, means karma philosophy, and in which Baba also doesn't interfere. Baba also observes, watches, but finally, right is right, truth is truth, charity is charity. We cannot change that, very strongly. So I think that, yeah, the way God is and he wants us to be like him. That's what yesterday when Shireen was saying, do you keep recognizing God? I said, like today, what you're reading, I heard and read too. But while you were reading, I said, well, that's what our stage should be, especially at this time when so much is happening. And you don't know that whether sometimes Jnani souls, Yogi souls, Jnani souls, Bhagat souls, everyone, they're doing very, very strange kind of things, wrong also sometimes. So what should we do? So they are all soul, God's children. Is drama, they playing their part. So I should observe, or I should act, or I think that having a thought, right thought for that situation is very important. So that one thing is that I make sure that I don't do similar things, because it's very easy to go into same line, same road. But I should take my own route and say, no, I will keep to this principle, even if majority is not doing it. So so the question really is that he doesn't get happy or have sorrow. He's observer. Even we call him blissful, right? So he stays in that stage. So that's what a lot of people say, where is God? Is he active or he's not there? But he is active. But he has, like constitution has been created. Law of karmas are there. He doesn't need to get into it, right? And that's the final judgment, or as Mama said, that if you do wrong, there will be punishment. It will not.
So it's because Baba, I wouldn't say Baba is neutral. I would say Baba is kind of values neutral, in the sense that for him, he knows both sides, but he is not taking sides of the sorrow or the happiness. He is just staying with, as we're being told, with the intellect pointed in one direction. And from that statement, as the merciful Father, what he's saying is that my intellect is pointed to one thing in relation to what I'm observing about the souls. And that is, you are a soul, all are souls, but you are my child. And I'm looking at you with this connection of soul to supreme soul, of soul, of father to child, or father, mother to child. Now, if that is what is happening, and now mercy is being expressed, the two scales for Baba, would it be love and law, or love and truth at that time, that makes him so stable and so unshakable, because he's loving his child, but at the same time, he is balancing that with the truth of the law of karma. And so he's able to stay stable for that child, because the stability is what is going to help the child settle whatever the child has to settle. And as you said, he doesn't interfere, but he observes and he's present for the child as the child is settling. Is that how it works, his mercy?
Yeah. But then he says, remember me so that you can experience my help.
Right.
So at least the effort I have to make. If I remember Baba, not only his presence can be experienced, his company can be experienced, his power can be experienced. So I think that as Baba remembers, you are my child, I should also remember, right? He is my father. So at least I feel that fatherly love and presence. Maybe not the mercy in the sense of forgiveness. But then Baba also says, if you speak truth, I will forgive half of it, and that could also help. So he gives us different methods also, how I can take more mercy of him, more love of him, more presence of him. So whatever way he explains us, we have to remember at the time when there is it's difficult time or it's pain or anything. Because I find that if you occupy your mind into all this kind of experiences, churning, practices, time passes nicely, even if there is a lot of pain or something, because that itself is a gift, isn't it? Because then there is anxiety, there is fear, could be worry, what will happen. And Baba said day before yesterday, just remember one. And if your intellect get occupied in that, really time is very good. That means different experiences come. That's what my feelings are.
But when I'm remembering him, how am I mean, what am I remembering? And so this is why I'm saying is that I am then remembering him the way he told me what he does for me. And that is, he's seeing me as his child. He is giving me love. He is telling me the truth, the two scales, love and law, love and truth. And so isn't it, I have to remember myself in that same way, that God is telling me he loves me. God has given me the knowledge of the truth, and God is now almost helping me, but I have to make the effort to use what he has given me, the knowledge, to use the method, and then to help myself. And so because I'm in front of him and I'm remembering him and I'm seeing him as a powerful presence in my life, then it's easy to let go. It is easy to say, okay, what I did in ignorance, but God is now forgiving me. And I must now, in that moment of God forgiving me, I must forgive myself. But sometimes we don't, we remember Baba, but we don't know how we're remembering him and how to use the method he's giving us to remember him. And so I must also not fluctuate in repentance and regrets and feeling myself as someone who is lower, not with the worth that Baba is seeing me with. So this is what Sister Mohini, how should we see God so that we become Master Merciful?
It's understanding, no? The way, Murli, also you are telling us. And, that means have love, but you have to follow law, no? You cannot break it, because if you are a good example, I really, as you're saying, that with understanding, when you remember, your attainments are accurate, your solutions are there, power is there. But if you don't use right methods, why I'm remembering, for what? Many examples come in front of me when Mama was not too well and Baba was there. Both Bab Dada were present, but because of their presence, Mama never felt what she was going through physically. And that's what I keep in my mind, that whatever body or external situation is, but the presence of Bab Dada, that is remembrance in a way, in any situation. And these days you don't know not only what happens to yourself, but all over. Every phone call you hear, this is happening, that's happening. And you try to find out the reason, or has this soul done very sinful action, but instead of going into that, just remember Baba, give drishti to that soul, help that soul, looking at that soul as a soul, and whatever way you could help, you become merciful at that time.
Yeah. So one other thing.
Yeah, you made it clear, and I'm also trying.
Yeah, of course. But one other thing, they say when Jesus was put on the cross,
Mm.
Baba is talking about mercy in Bharat and abroad. He says they remember God as the merciful one. And when Jesus was put on the cross,
He said, "Oh my."
one of the things he said was, "Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do."
Yeah.
Was that mercy that he was calling on the Father to have for them? And he was feeling that mercy himself as he was, about to leave his body.
Yeah. No, it's so interesting that he, he was being merciful and he was calling God, right, to be merciful. Because he was merciful, he calling God to be merciful for what they're doing is actually wrong, So he knew it is not right. He couldn't stop it. God couldn't stop it. But he is calling him merciful. It's a really good example of that those who are enemies or those who are making you suffer,
Right.
you forgive them and be merciful, then you don't have any burden of any kind, right? But that is, you have to be great to do that, right?
Well, you have to be Master Merciful and also Master Almighty Authority to do that, because that's the ultimate, wasn't just defamation, but it was the ultimate abuse of violence on someone. And yet the heart was sacred, the heart was pure. The heart was God's heart, was, connected to God's heart. And maybe that gave him the power to say that. They know not what they do. It was a very significant thing. It's not forgive them, what they're doing is wrong, but
Also,
forgive them.
he knew that what he is doing is spreading the message of God.
Mhm.
It's not he's doing anything wrong. So when you have truth, then the way you feel the presence, like I am Master Merciful, but reminding myself my Father is also merciful. My Father also is Almighty. So that connection with Baba definitely helps us to be Master Merciful.
Yeah. And so
Very,
finally, you judge only if you call on God, the merciful one. You'll be able to say something like that. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. And that's a kind of the judgment that Baba was talking about. It's not judging someone for the wrong that they have done, but
You
it's
know,
kind of the discernment.
in that incident, there is another reference of Christ that there were 7, 8 of them. And one morning, one of them didn't find his jacket. And he said, "Oh, someone stole it." So Jesus is saying that, why are you thinking that way? Maybe you left somewhere. Maybe you forgot somewhere. So some people, the way they think, judgment I'm talking about, very nice. I know few of the things which I remember from Christ, and how his judgment was, you know, comparative to ordinary people, was always, I like it, because when he said, why you think that it has been stolen, that means you are blaming immediately someone. And that also is a kind of subtle sin now, to blame someone. So judgment based on that truth, I think it's very interesting topic. Yeah.
So thank you for all the beautiful answers you give, and for clarifying no sorrow, no happiness on the predestined of the drama, because Baba is that. Thank you.
Thank you, Gayatri.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Didi. Thank you, Gajaban. So now we'll remember Baba. We'll take Drishti from Didi. And tomorrow is Thursday, so we'll follow our schedule from Amritwala 3:30 a.m. to 4:45 a.m. English Sakar Murli 5 to 6 p.m. Together with that, in breakout room 5 to 5:15, Avikti Children Murli class 6 o'clock. Bhatti will start, followed by in this series Bhog offering. And then in this series, anyone who would like to offer bhog, you can send your request to our Avikti Parivar phone number 516-717-9171. You can either text or WhatsApp. Thank you. Now let's remember Baba and take drishti from Didi. Make sure your videos are on.
बाबा मेरी यादों को सीने में समा लेना बाबा मेरी यादों को सीने में समा लेना बस तुझ में ही खो जाऊं यूं गले से लगा लेना बाबा मेरी यादों को सीने में समा लेना बाबा मेरी यादों को सीने में समा लेना
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.